Hi, first grade. Today is Friday, May 22nd. Today for my daily hello, I'm going to read two chapters from Mac B. Kid Spy. This is going to be a longer video. If you would like to watch, please continue. All right, let's get going. Chapter 15, Not Cool. I pedaled harder, bouncing on rocks and jumping over birds' nests, trying to catch up with Freyfaxi. "Come back here!" I shouted. "Freyfaxi, stop tolting!" But she tolted on. She tolted harder. My bike's gears creaked. The handlebars rattled. I could feel every bump in my bones. I chased the KGB man toward the edge of the island. Neither of us slowed. Gulls screeched. The wind was cold and salty, and it stung my eyes. But I refused to blink. The end was coming closer. The KGB man was going to hurtle over the edge of the world, ravens and all, and I would go plummeting right after him. Freyfaxi neighed and reared up mere inches from the rocky scalp. I squeezed the handlebars. The bike's brakes screamed. I slid out of control, throwing a spray of gravel over the edge. "Stop!" I said. "Halt in the name of the law." The KGB man came tumbling off the horse. He rolled in the grass and leapt onto his feet, and he ran into a camouflage trap. "Uh-oh," I said. "I think I know what that is." The KGB man gave me a quick sneer before whipping off the tarp to reveal a shiny glider. "Yeah, I thought so." I watched, dismayed, as my arch-enemy escaped with the ravens. He pushed his beautiful glider off the cliff and swung into the pilot's seat. He hung the birdcage from a crossbar. "Do vestchi," he shouted, waving. That means, "see you next time." "I figured that's what it meant," I shouted, shaking my fist at him. The glider caught a current and rose skyward. A flock of puffins fell into formation behind him. Together they soared gracefully over the raging sea. "Well, that was cool," said the president of Iceland, coming up behind me. "It was okay," I said. I watched the KGB man escape, willing something had to go. Suddenly his glider shredded. The puffins screeched and scattered. The glider nosedived. It fell to the sea, tossed about admin and whitecaps. "Ha! That wasn't cool," I said. "What's he going to do now?" There was a deep rumble in the water. A gray submarine surfaced, lifting the glider onto its hull. The sub's hatch flipped open, and the KGB man hopped out of his glider, skipped across the sub, and popped down into the hole. It was pretty cool. "Ah, man," I said. The hatch slammed shut. The submarine turned, pointed north, and dove. "Where is he going?" I said. "There's only one place he could be going," said the president of Iceland. "The only thing north of here is the North Pole." Chapter 16, The North Pole. The president of Iceland gave me a ride in her helicopter. We flew to the top of the earth. The North Pole does not belong to any country, but people from lots of countries have put their country's flag there. In the 1920s, a Norwegian, an Italian, and an American flew an airship over the North Pole. There's the North Pole. They dropped the flags of Norway, of Italy, and America onto the ice. Everybody got mad at an Italian because he made sure his flag was bigger than the other two. In the 1930s, two Soviets parachuted to the North Pole and put the flag of the Soviet Union in the ice. And in the 1980s, a Japanese man rode a motorcycle to the North Pole, flying the flag of Japan. That's true. You can look it up. The 1980s was also when I landed at the North Pole in a helicopter flown by the president of Iceland. We did not plant any flags. I was on a secret mission. As for the president of Iceland, "I will not plant our flag, even though the Icelandic flag is very beautiful," she said. It's not really our style to plant flags. We Icelanders are a very humble people. I said. Possibly the most humble, said the President of Iceland, in the whole entire world. Okay, I said. You must hurry, said the President. You cannot allow the KGB man to build that rocket or satellite or ray gun or whatever. His cruel machine, his plan must not succeed. It's a 1-2 punch. A 1-2 punch? I said. First he takes the Queen's Raven, then attacks her with that contraption. It's like when you punch someone. She punched me lightly on the arm. When I tried to block it, she punched me harder in the ribs. That hurt, I said. I know, said the President of Iceland. That was the point. Go. We are all counting on you. I shivered a little. Here, said the President of Iceland, take this. She threw down a shaggy sweater. I put it on. You look very Icelandic, she said. That is a huge compliment. I said. Good luck, said the President of Iceland. I wish I could stick around to help, but I must attend an important meeting about substantial cod fissures. And with that, she flew away. I didn't know what I'd find at the North Pole. I don't know, a bunch of flags, elves, a red and white barber's pole. There was nothing. I stood in a blank space, alone. I whipped out my spy binoculars. Really my mom's bird-watching binoculars, but used by a spy. Me. When I looked closer, there was plenty to see. The North Pole was teeming with life. A walrus, an Arctic fox, a floating ice base with a Soviet flag on top of it. Bingo! That must be where the KGB man was building his rocket or satellite or ray gun or whatever. Wait, what was that big white bear shape behind me? That nice fox? Oh boy, I said to myself. That looks like a polar bear, but maybe the ice and snow were playing tricks on my eyes? I blinked and checked again. Oh man, I said to myself. I whipped my spy binoculars, hoping there was just a polar bear-shaped snowflake on the lens. Ah! I screamed to the freezing void. It was definitely a polar bear, and it had gotten closer. We will end at chapter 17 and start on Tuesday. All right, we are over halfway through the book, so we should be getting close to seeing what the KGB man is building. I hope to see you guys at the meeting on Tuesday. There's no school on Monday because of Memorial Day. Have a super duper weekend. Bye.